My name is Kayela, and I'll be talking about social media and how it impacts teens today. Today in our generation, most teens are surrounded by social media, especially apps like Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. While all three of those apps and many more can be entertaining and fun, it can definitely impact them in a negative way, especially when it comes to pressure, comparison, screen time, interactions, and communication overall. Before I get into the main points of my presentation, here's what I'll be covering in this video. I'm going to talk about how social media mostly affects teens today negatively, while also having a few positives, and how it's also changed the way we communicate both online and in person. Today, most teens spend hours on these apps like Instagram and Snapchat every day, which has a huge impact on them. And at the end, I'll share a realistic solution on how to end that. To start off, social media has been one of the most used tools by society today, especially by teens, for many things. People are able to create and view content as well as connect with others through social media sites and apps, especially like family members and close friends. Included in the group of people that use social media daily is obviously teens. Today, between 90 to 95% of teens mostly use social media. As social media becomes a bigger part of everyday lives for teens, the negative effects start to become pretty hard to ignore. In 2014 and 2015, about 71% of teens use social media, like Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Instagram. Today, 95% of teens use social media daily. Many teens today spend about 4 to 8 hours a day on screens, which is extremely high compared to back in the past, where teens weren't on it as much, but it was still a high percentage. Before I get into the negatives for social media use and its impact on teens and their overall lives, there are a few positives when it comes to social media use on the generation. For example, social media does allow both teens and adults to connect with close friends and family and even meet new people online. It also helps with creativity and inspiration. Additionally, it creates opportunities, for example, activism, as well as self-expression. Now onto the main point of my presentation when it comes to the negative impact on teens through social media use. To start off, social media increases stress and anxiety onto people, especially teens. Additionally, it causes some teens to become insecure and worsen their insecurities already. Also, it makes them compare themselves to others, as well as spending more time scrolling online instead of socializing with other people in person. Well, the negative impacts on teens isn't the end of the world. There is a possibility to end that. So is there a solution? Yes, there is. Setting screen times limits would actually impact them greatly. Additionally, taking a break off social media apps and your device overall would help in the future. Also, socializing with friends and family more in person would definitely help. And using social media for educational purposes would be helpful too, and finding a hobby that you actually enjoy. Now that I've talked about the solutions, let's take a look at what the research shows. According to the World Health Organization, about 11% of adolescents show signs of problematic social media use. Things like not being able to control how much they're on their phone or letting it get in the way of their activities. And it's not just the usage, it's constant connection. More than 1 in 3 teens, or 36%, say they're in non-stop online contact with friends, and for 15-year-old girls, it's even higher at 44%. So these numbers show that social media isn't just a habit. Some teens see social media as a helpful tool for creativity, connection, and learning, but others feel it brings negativity into their lives. Many teens notice they spend more time on their phones than going outside or talking to family and friends in person. According to the Eckerson's theory, teens are trying to form their identity, but social media makes them compare themselves to others, especially during puberty, when they're already self-conscious. Overall, too much social media can make teens feel more insecure and disconnected. And that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching.